understanding award. And it's basically like a team picture story that doesn't necessarily fall into the news feature or sports categories. There's no limit to the number of photos that could be in there. It's more of an in-depth project. So I'm going to show you those pictures first, just to see if you want to comment on them. It's not a very big entry either. So let me pull those up.
And then I'm here, guys. How's it going? While Adam is showing the slideshow images of our story categories, I'm going to read the story summary for you, so you have that information as we're going through it big. And if there isn't a summary for some reason, I will let you know that just as he's going through it. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Adam, if you want to go ahead, I will start this.
Yeah, so here.
Serenity Grove is a women's addiction residential recovery center based in Athens, Ohio, that helps women get the help they need in order to reintegrate into society. The full-time staff focuses on making the house feel like a home while the women work toward their goals, including reuniting with their families and recovering from alcohol and drug addiction.
So since this was the only entry, it by the rules gets first place. But if anybody has any comments, feel free.
I think there's a lot of nice images in here, but it lacks diversity of photo of distance. You know, like we don't really have any detail shots. We don't really have any, you know, great scene setters or anything like that. And I don't know that it needs a ton of them, but I think it's always important to remember to take a step back and look at the whole scene, and also to look for those details and see what those little things that can add to your story to break up the pacing of this a little bit, because they all kind of felt like very similar distance photos.
I think the other thing besides the lensing, as well as that, I would have liked to see maybe it focused on a character as opposed to trying to focus on a lot of the people there. Would have just find the one person whose story is the most interesting and spend the time with them and develop it.
I agree, because then the reader forms a connection and wants to see that person succeed, and I think cares more about the story. The photos are nice. I agree with Max that I would have liked more variety, more, you know, tight face or a detail, and then something that set the place for me. But I would have preferred. I tend to like telling the story from one person because of the connection you can build for the reader.
Yeah, and this can be multiple photographers that entered as one story too. So just so that was clear.
But I applaud them for telling a story in depth. Doesn't happen too much,
right,
these days.
Okay.